Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. This is so fun. I came up with this topic from a conversation I had with somebody the other day, I think, or maybe I just came up with it myself because I realized how many stupid points of view I was using to create some of the crap that I've been dealing with. Because for the most part, since finding Access Consciousness in 2003, I've really had a lot of ease in my life. Actually, most of my life has been a whole lot of ease. And maybe I should just back up and say, my name is Julie Tooten. I'm a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness for about 18 years. And I'm also a jewelry designer. So jewelry designer, transformational coach, breakup coach, whatever, I'll do it. And so part of what was occurring is with this big change of business and the world with the whole pandemic, a lot of people had to stop and reevaluate their lives, and a lot of things changed. And while that transition in the beginning was really easy for me, I also made some big changes with my jewelry business, and I closed my retail store, and creating that business in this new environment has been really tricky. And what I've realized that I've done is bought a lot of other people's stupid points of view about business and how, oh, people don't buy this and this isn't going to work. And when there's an election, nobody shops, and, just all these stupid points of view that keep things from showing up. And we have to recognize that our point of view creates what shows up so that we can make ourselves right. It's really a crazy thing. And I want to share a story. For many, many years, I would travel to wholesale shows and show my jewelry and get orders from the buyers. And my reality, my point of view about travel is very different than other people. And I didn't know that. So my point of view is like, I get a good seat on the plane. My luggage will come out first or near the beginning, that will arrive early, and that I'll get a great hotel room, and I may even get upgraded. These are my points of view. It's my reality. And many, many times it shows up like that, most of the time. Well, I had a friend at this show, and we would go every 6 months to these shows. So I knew these people over time. And this one guy, we were going to have dinner the first night when we arrived. He was coming from Seattle. And his point of view is his plane is always late. He gets a terrible seat. His luggage gets lost or it comes out last. And he gets the worst hotel room. And I'll tell you, he always created that. His plane was an hour late. We couldn't meet for dinner. He got the terrible room next to the furnace. It was just like, wow, our point of view really does create our reality. And if we're not present and aware with what our point of view is, all this stuff will be occurring, and you think that it's happening to you, but you're actually part of the co-creation of it. And if somebody has a point of view and you're in resistance to it at all, you will also create from that. Or if you align and agree with people's points of view, you can create from that. So how many people during this pandemic freaked out about business and how things were going to happen, and how much did you take that energy, whether or not you knew what the point of view was, but how much did you take that energy into your world, and how much did it change what you were able to create? Can you sense that, like, heaviness, and how it kind of stops that flow of creation? So everywhere we've done that, let's use the Access Consciousness clearing statement to start clearing some of that energy out of our world. So everything that brought up, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And wow, So that's like creating some change. If you don't know the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, it's magical abracadabra that allows the energy to move and change. And there's, I actually have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel explaining different parts of it. It's a bunch of acronyms. And there's also theclearingstatement.com that you can go to and listen to a big, long video about it. But just know that it changes stuff. Okay, so what points of view have you bought, resisted, or duplicated that are creating the problems, the struggles, the issues that you would like to change in your life? And all of those, will you destroy and uncreate them? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Oh, there's something in the chat I didn't see. Oh, cool. Thank you for being here. Okay. So does anybody have, does anybody want to share some of the stupid points of view that they've been buying into or creating from? Anybody brave enough to speak up? You can just unmute. I'm sure you're not alone. Anyone?
I'll share.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I have a struggle going on right now, I'm realizing, and I'm letting go of it, but I haven't quite got clarity all the way. As you're talking, I'm realizing points of view could be other people's on the situation as much as mine. And anyway, the situation is the heater in my apartment has not functioned for now going on 9 days. And every time I think it's going to be fixed, something else comes up with this situation. So a point of view that I came up with the other day was I'm trying to prove that this place is too much for me and I'm not able to create the income to be here, and they were wrong to anyway. These are the points
yeah.
they're mine.
To support your reasons so that you can leave.
Exactly.
Instead of just choosing.
Exactly.
So everything that brings up and everything that sparkles little awarenesses in other people about their specific thing, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. One of the things that got me to realize that this is what I was doing is my entire life, I've always had ease creating money, creating business. Like even as a teenager, I had to buy my own clothes and stuff. My mom was a single mom, and my dad at a certain point stopped paying child support because he lost his job. And I had to babysit. I did whatever it took to create. And I didn't think anything of it. It's just like, okay, this is what I have to do. It's either that or wear hand-me-down clothes. So I just did, and I created, and I paid for my college, and it just came. And one of my points of view that I had was whatever I chose that was fun for me, the doors would open. So I've been an artist my whole life, and my family would say, oh, well, what do you want to be, a starving artist? And it's like, no, I want to be a wealthy artist. And every time I chose more art or more creativity, the doors would open. And so when I quit my job, when I got out of college, I got a real job because I bought into their point of view. And when I quit that job to pursue my business and create my business in my early 20s, nobody could believe that I could do it. But it was like everything in the universe opened up when I chose. So when you're going in the direction that works for you, because the doors would open. And since this pandemic and everything changed, it was what's happening? It was like I kept hitting these barriers, and a lot of the barriers were buying into other people's points of views, that business is hard, nobody's shopping, retail is terrible, people are afraid, all this stuff. And I was like, I'm not at the effect of that. But at the same time, I was in resistance to it. And when you're in resistance or agreement, either way, you get stuck. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. I can see a lot of you nodding. It's like, yup, oh shit. And the thing is it's not about judgment, to look at what your points of view are, to recognize that they are stupid. Stupid means unaware. We just haven't shown the light of awareness on it yet. As soon as you do, it can change. Science says when you look at an experiment, you change it. When you look at a molecule, you change it. But if you hide from it, if you stuff it behind you, shove it away under the carpet, put your head in the sand, any of those things, you're not going to be able to change it because you're not looking at it. So what stupid points of view are you using to create the problems and the struggles that you're dealing with today? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. So another thing was many years ago when I first started Access and was a certified facilitator, I would post a class on the Access website and I'd have 6 people show up for a foundation, and it just occurred. And I never thought anything different. And fast forward several years, a whole lot of people became facilitators, and they were like, it's hard, people won't find me, blah, blah, blah. And I started getting less and less people signing up just for me posting a class. And I started to buy into that. And I started to create this, like, you support what shows up with judgment, not with awareness and question. So how much judgment are you using to support the stuff that's showing up that might not have been even your point of view in the beginning? Ugh, everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds.
Hey, Julie.
Hold on, there's a question in the chat. One sec. How can I look to something without resistance? Well, here's the thing. Like every single Access consciousness tool allows you to have more ease with whatever's going on. And it's just a matter of like, wow, what tool can I ask? So the first thing is to just ask a question. First of all, is it even yours? Is it your point of view? Because if it's not your point of view, you can't change it. All you can do is return it to sender. Or just be aware, oh, wow, it's not my point of view. It's this person over here or the rest of the world. And what would it take for you to function from the energy that you know and the possibilities that you are aware of? To turn up the volume of you and your awareness, and to turn down the volume of everything else that you're aware of. Everything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And then if it is yours, you can ask lots of questions. Is this really true? How does it get better than this? What else is possible? And you can also use interesting point of view. I have this point of view. This one will pretty much take care of anything that's going on. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Why do we put so much energy on making something right or wrong when it just is? And how can I get around it? But if we're polarized one direction or the other, we are at the effect of it. And this is our own choice to do that. Nobody can make us. Okay, Chris, you had a question.
Well, actually, I was going to ask, can you talk more about what it is to be in resistance of others? And then I saw the question in the chat as well. So you pretty much answered the question I had. But the interesting thing I wanted to share is I'm doing a course at the moment, and they're saying for us to look at our core values. And I'm sitting here laughing, going, oh, so my core values, because I realize my core values change in every situation because it's the energy. So one of my core values, or secretly points of view, is, you know, whatever's light or heavy, which is another tool in Access, whatever the energy is what I'm going to go with. So if anything doesn't match my point of views, I'm not going to choose that. Basically, is one of my core values. So,
and you know, sometimes that can work in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. And like the really interesting thing is about this whole journey is that you're never wrong and you're never right. But we keep trying to make ourselves wrong and trying to make ourselves right and getting hooked into that trauma and drama rather than expanding out and being aware of everything that's going on and looking at your choices and going, do I still want to choose this? Would I like to choose something different? You know, is a life of ease, joy, and glory relevant to you? Is it something that you desire? And it's not right. You can have a whole lot of trauma and drama. Some people really like that. And some people don't. So what is it that you would actually like to choose? What points of view do you have or could you have that would create more of what you are really desiring to have as your life? And everything that doesn't allow you to have more awareness around that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So is this helping? Anybody else have stupid points of view that they want to look at? Let's see. When I ask these questions, who is really answering and asking them? I feel clarity is coming from something higher. Well, thank you for the question. Questions are not designed for coming to an answer or a conclusion. You're not really looking for an answer, even though that's what we've been taught our whole lives. Questions are really to allow you to access more awareness and more possibilities. So what if you don't look for answers? What if you look for awareness? What's the difference between awareness and an answer? Well, when you're shopping for anything, flowers, whatever, there's roses and there's daisies and there's carnations and there's all these things. What would you like to choose? So there's all these possibilities. Is any of them right? No, they're just choices you can make. And when you ask a question from the curiosity, not looking for the right answer or not to be wrong, you open up possibilities that you can then make different choices. And there's this practice that you can use to create the awareness of your future by, can I get there right here, right now? Let me back up. Each question opens up possibilities. And then the multiple possibilities come and you can choose this one or this one or this one. And then you ask more questions and then it creates more possibilities. So questions create. And when you're looking to create your future, this is what I'm going to be spending the next clarity hour next week, November 16th, is having awareness of your future, what's possible for your future that you haven't chosen. So it's a bit more in depth than I can go into in this 30-minute free Zoom, but you're welcome to join. I think it's $40. So not a big investment, but you'll create a whole lot of awareness from it. So what other points of view do you have that you're not aware of that are creating the life you're living right now? How much of you are in resistance of your parents and what they think you should choose? Or your partner? Or your children? Or your boss? Or your friends? How many of you are afraid to show up being as weird and different as you are in your circles, your social circles? So all of those that you are resisting, or anything that you're aligning and agreeing with so that you try to fit in, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And if you notice, after just doing 20 minutes of questions and clearing, what is your body feeling like? What does your head feel like? Do you feel a little bit lighter? Do you feel some energy moving? Do you perceive a little spinny dizziness in your head and less fixed points of view? So what would it be like to continue that? Because from that space, it's like you're getting the train moving. And once you're moving, you can go in any direction, but going from stop to movement is like a big hurdle. So what if nothing that we've ever chosen has been wrong, but becoming more present and aware of what we're choosing and what we're choosing that isn't working and what we're choosing that is working, and acknowledging that? What if that would allow you to continue the momentum of your life? Creating it with ease instead of start, stop, start, stop. I've done a lot of start, stop, a lot. You'd think I'd get it by now, but you get it when you get it. So wouldn't it be nice to not judge yourself for choosing whatever you're choosing? It's like, nobody needs that. So everything this is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So what else? What else? Does anybody have a judgment on stupid? For a long time, the access clearing questions were, what stupidity am I using to create the blank I'm choosing? And new people who came to Access during that time were like, oh my God, they're judging that we're stupid. No, it's not judging that you're stupid. Stupid is lack of awareness. So where are you not allowing awareness to lead you, to guide you? And where are you avoiding the awareness that you already have so that you can struggle like everybody else? There's a lot of energy on that. So are you willing to be so different, to choose things that don't make sense to anybody else, but to have your life be totally easy? Everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Oh, we're so cute. Anybody else have something, questions? You know, what's really interesting is that this stuff can change so quickly. Like I spotted this thing that I was doing and I was like, fuck that. I'm choosing something different. You don't have to go through any major processing to choose different. You can just say, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore. And then the phone rings. I mean, I literally was like, what the heck is it going to take? Universe, come on. And the phone rang. And somebody like joined my facelift class yesterday. So I had a few people. So
I have a question if you have time.
yes.
Okay, so I'm dealing with online dating.
Hmm.
There's so much craziness about this, and people having different points of views about this. And I don't know how I can create something more pleasant for myself in this crazy environment, because I'm tired of it, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meeting all these strange people is not pleasant for me at all.
So let's destroy and uncreate all the I'm tired of it for everybody and whatever you're tired of, because it makes you tired. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povads and beyonds. I did a class on online dating. I think it's on my Beauty and the Breakup website. Because it's one of my specialties. I actually find it really fun. And I use the access questions and facilitate people, but a lot of it, like people come into it with points of view. This is going to be hard. There's so many shit people out there. You know, I'm never going to find blah, blah, blah. So you have to pock and pod all of the points of view, all of the projections, all of the expectations, because that judgment separates you from your awareness. So you'll waste your time, or you'll prove your point that you were right, that it's terrible. And so that 1 hour Zoom is really invaluable, the things that we cleared. And I'm also, happy to do private sessions with people if you're interested, but you can look at it for yourself. You can look at what are the points of view that come up when I even think of opening the app. And it may be that you're just aware of everybody else and what they're projecting into it. So I try to ask before I open it, like, is there going to be anybody fun today to chat with? And what if you didn't have to make it so serious and structured? Like, what if it could be fun? Oh, this person might be interesting to talk to. What if you're not like making it so important that you're looking for the one, or you're looking to get married? Not that that's necessarily your point of view, but whatever your point of view is, if you pock and pod that and just see how much fun it can be for you. Would it be fun to engage with this person or not? Sometimes I do it just to mess with them, just to mess with their reality. Like it doesn't have to be only about a date. Sometimes it's about giving them the information. Actually, a lot of guys, I tell them about Beauty and the Breakup because they need it. They need these tools. And it doesn't make me any money. It's an access book and they get all the money. I get like 20 cents when it's all said and done. But I really want the tools to be out there so that people can be themselves and create what will work for them instead of getting into relationships that don't work and perpetuating that. So I hope that helps.
Yes, I need to look at it again and see what my points of views are.
Yeah.
Again.
And whatever they are, it's like, you don't necessarily have to define them. You could, but you could also just pock and pod it.
Right.
Thing is being present with it. Because we can run clearings without being present, and it doesn't work. So if it's not changing, it could be that you're not being present with it, or it could be that it's not even yours. So, there's a lot of different possibilities to look at. I find it very helpful to have somebody else ask me questions because if they don't have a point of view, it allows me to see my points of view a lot clearer. And it can be really quick. So how does it get better? Any last questions?
So looking forward to diving into this for a whole hour next week. And it's what, a Thursday lunchtime for me in Australia? Oh,
Yeah, so it's Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific. The Clarity
That's
Hour,
one
and
last
anybody can
question.
join.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
How can I so one point of view that has been hard for me has been my weight. I exercise, I eat well, but sometimes I put a stress on it and then it's a resistance with my body and the results.
Yeah.
So how can I give like a different approach to this?
You can ask your body, what would it take to become leaner, thinner, whatever it is, like lean, toned, defined. You can ask it what kind of movement would it like, instead of deciding you have to exercise. That's putting your point of view on it. Like, what movement would you like? And one of my favorite things is sexercise. So maybe your body just would like sexercise instead of exercise. And, you know, it can change every day. What if you didn't have to have a point of view about how your body has to be or how it has to get into shape? You could ask it every day, hey, body, let's get leaner. Hey, body, thank you for putting up with me and all my stupid points of view. I'm going to pock and pod them and ask you what you would like and what you would like to eat and what you would like to wear. And let's have a whole lot more fun. Easy peasy. Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. And if you're watching later, you can find more of my events on julietoutonenergy.com. And whatever you do, I hope you create more of what you'd really love, even if it's creating stupid points of view. It's all good. Thanks, you guys. Take care.